Rein Shroud was supposed to be a hero's ally. Instead, he's standing in front of the hero's party, being told he's useless. At the start of the story, Rein is a beast tamer in the legendary hero Arios' party. While warriors swing swords and mages throw flashy spells, Rein's skill is seen as nothing more than playing with animals. Arios mocks him, the others follow along, and they decide he's dead weight. No thanks, no second chances, just insults and a dismissal. Rein doesn't cause a scene. He simply accepts it, turns his back on the so-called hero, and walks away. In that moment, he chooses to live for himself instead of being the weakest link in someone else's story. He heads toward the next town to register as an adventurer. On the road, he's alone for the first time in a while, but not broken. He still has his skill, his experience, and his kindness. The world may think beast tamers are weak, but Rein hasn't given up on the idea that he can build his own life. That belief is tested almost immediately. In the forest nearby, he stumbles across a desperate battle, a girl with cat ears and a tail, injured and cornered by a powerful monster. She's fast and fierce but clearly at her limit. Rein jumps in without thinking, coordinating with her on the fly. Together, they manage to bring the monster down, combining her raw power and his support skills better than any hero's party ever did. Only after the fight does Rein find out who she really is. The girl's name is Kanade, from the cat tribe, one of the strongest races in the world. People like her are considered living legends, incredibly strong, incredibly rare, and incredibly hard to tame. She explains that she left her village to find a partner she could be proud of, someone she could fight beside. Watching Rein throw himself into danger to save a stranger, seeing how he treated her as a person instead of a tool, she makes a bold request. She asks him to tame her. Rein, stunned, accepts. Through mutual consent, he forms a contract with a member of the strongest races. Power floods his body, his stats skyrocket. He gains superhuman strength, endurance, and senses. The weak beast tamer can suddenly punch through stone. Kanade grins, Rein can barely process what just happened, and their new life together begins. Before we go deeper into their journey, if you like long, detailed, episode-by-episode anime story recaps like this, consider dropping a like on the video and subscribing to the channel. It helps a lot more than you think and lets me keep going series by series, season by season. With Kanade at his side, Rein arrives in town and heads for the Adventurers Guild. He doesn't walk in bragging about taming a cat tribe warrior. He just quietly registers as a beast tamer, picks up his guild card, and starts from the bottom as an F-rank adventurer. Kanade, on the other hand, is glued to him, bragging about his strength, insisting on staying close, and happily calling him my tamer. The guild is a mix of curiosity and skepticism. Beast tamers aren't supposed to be impressive, but Rein doesn't seem ordinary at all. In their early days, Rein and Kanade accept simple quests, gathering materials, dealing with minor monsters, escorting travelers. Rein quickly realizes how much Kanade's strength boosts him. He can fight on the front line now, not just hide in the back. When a cocky adventurer challenges them, betting Kanade in an arm wrestling match, Rein calmly sits down and slams his opponent's arm into the table using the power he inherited from her. The guild takes notice. The weak support class is now doing things that trained fighters struggle with, and rumors begin to spread. As the second stretch of the story unfolds, Rein's partnership with Kanade grows stronger. They share meals, talk about their dreams, and learn each other's habits. Rein cooks, Kanade devours everything with sparkling eyes, and day by day, she feels less like just a contracted beast and more like a close friend. Together, they take on a quest that pushes them beyond routine work, investigating reports of a dangerous figure near a bridge. The supposed thug causing trouble turns out not to be a human bandit, but a girl from the dragon tribe named Tanya, another of the strongest races, bored out of her mind and picking fights to entertain herself. Tanya is proud, fiery, and extremely strong. She challenges Rein and Kanade, and a serious battle erupts. Dragon Fire, Physical Strength, and Magic Slam against Rain's strategies and Kanade's fists. Rein doesn't back down. He uses his Beast Tamer skills and the powers he inherited from Kanade to adapt in real time, while Kanade shows why the cat tribe is considered top tier in close-quarters combat. Against the odds, they manage to defeat Tanya without killing her. Instead of hating them, she's impressed. The idea that a human beast tamer could keep up with her is shocking and exciting. Before long, she asks to join them. With her consent, Rein forges a new contract, and his abilities evolve again. He now has the physical might of Kanade and the magical power of a dragon backing him. With three of them together, Rein, Kanade, and Tanya, the party starts to look dangerously capable. They handle quest after quest, their teamwork tightening with every fight. Kanade is emotional and straightforward, Tanya is prideful and quick to embarrass, and Rein is the calm core that keeps them balanced. The guild begins to rely on them more and more, giving them tougher monsters to deal with and asking them to handle situations that most low-rank adventurers wouldn't survive. Not long after, they're given a request that leads them into a forest where strange magical disturbances have been reported. There, they encounter two more members of the strongest races, twin fairies named Sora and Luna. One is polite and proper, the other mischievous and teasing, but both are caught up in danger. The forest is crawling with a high-level monster that one of the sisters can't handle alone. Rein and his party step in to help. It's another intense fight, weaving physical attacks, dragon magic, and fairy spells against a powerful enemy. Thanks to Rein's coordination and everyone's abilities, they win and save the twins. Deeply grateful and impressed by Rein's character, Sora and Luna decide they want to stay with him. They've seen how he treats Kanade and Tanya, with respect, care, and a sense of equality, and they want that too. Rein contracts them as well, and his powers expand yet again. He gains access to illusion magic, resistance to abnormal statuses, and support spells that make his party even more unstoppable. The boy who was told he was useless now has a party made entirely of legendary races, each one attached to him by choice. As the story continues, Rein's group travels to the city of Horizon, where the tone shifts away from wandering quests and into the politics of a corrupted city. Horizon's knights and noble leaders aren't protecting the people, they're exploiting them. Rein meets Stella, the capable but frustrated vice-captain of the knights, who's struggling against her corrupt superiors. When Rein stands up to Edgar, the arrogant son of the local lord, in front of everyone, Stella takes notice. She secretly asks Rein and his party to help her clean up the city from the inside. Rein agrees, and the party starts gathering evidence. They see knights abusing civilians, nobles treating lives like property, and a system that lets cruel people thrive. The more they dig, the clearer it becomes, Edgar and his allies are connected to something darker. Rein and Stella coordinate a plan to expose them. When the knights loyal to justice finally move, Rein's group is on the front line. They fight rogue knights, break through guards, and confront Edgar directly. It's here that Rein finds a little girl who changes everything, Nina, a child of the demigod race, locked away like an object and forced to wear a deadly slave collar. Nina is treated as a living holy object, used and worshipped but never loved. Her powers are sealed and twisted by the collar, and she's terrified and confused. Rein sees her and snaps. With delicate magic and careful control, he breaks the collar, freeing her from the curse before it kills her. Nina, finally able to move and breathe freely, clings to him. She doesn't fully understand what's happening, but she recognizes safety. For Rein, saving her is more important than any title or reward. In desperation, Edgar reveals a trump card, a ring containing a demon's power, gifted to him by someone holy he claims to trust. When he uses it, he transforms into a monstrous being, losing his humanity in exchange for raw strength. The city once again becomes a battlefield. Rein and his party confront him head-on. Kanade's fists, Tanya's spells, the twins' magic, and Nina's budding abilities are all brought to bear. After a fierce struggle, they defeat demon-possessed Edgar and purge the threat hanging over Horizon. The people are saved, Stella takes her place as someone worthy to lead, and Rein's party is recognized as true heroes of the city, even if their names don't appear in official hero songs. With Horizon stabilized, Rein finally has the chance to do something normal, find a place to live. The group buys a surprisingly affordable mansion on the outskirts of the city. Of course, there's a reason it's so cheap. The mansion is haunted. Strange noises echo at night, and ghostly phenomena drive people away. Instead of panicking, Rein calmly investigates. It doesn't take long to discover that the ghost is a young maid named Tina, who died with heavy regrets. She isn't trying to hurt anyone, she's just stuck. Rein listens to her story. Tina explains how she was murdered and how her killer escaped justice. With his party's help, Rein tracks down the man responsible, exposes his crime, and brings him down. Once justice is done, Tina's lingering regret begins to fade. Instead of moving on to the afterlife, though, she chooses to stay. Rein forms a contract with her as well, and she becomes another unique member of the party, an affectionate, ghostly maid who can manipulate gravity and interact with the spiritual. The creepy mansion transforms into a warm, lively home filled with laughter, arguments, training sessions, and way too much food. Meanwhile, far from Horizon, someone else has been watching Rein's rise with growing resentment, the hero Arios. The man who threw Rein out as useless now realizes that the Beast Tamer he abandoned is forming contracts with legendary races, saving cities, and earning admiration. Arios's pride can't handle it. Instead of reflecting on his own cruelty, he decides Rein is the problem. To make matters worse, he's not working alone. He's in contact with dangerous forces and gains tools like demonic artifacts that he's more than willing to hand to scum like Edgar. Arios takes his next step by awakening a member of the celestial race, Iris. Celestials are considered the pinnacle of the strongest species, and Iris's power is overwhelming. Arios manipulates her, feeding her lies about Rein, painting him as a villain who enslaves the strongest races and threatens the balance of the world. Iris, already harboring a deep hatred for humans, believes him. With divine power and a burning sense of justice warped by Arios's words, she sets off to confront Rein and free his companions. When Iris and Rein finally meet, it's not a friendly encounter. She storms in, accusing him of manipulating Kanade, Tanya, the twins, and Nina. She unleashes divine class spells and crushing magical pressure, determined to destroy him. Rein, shocked but resolute, fights back, not out of hatred, but because he has to protect his family. His party rallies around him. Kanade refuses to let anyone insult her choice. Tanya bristles at the idea that she was ever forced into anything. Sora and Luna work together to shield and misdirect, and Nina uses her fragile but growing power to help. The battle is fierce, magic and fists clashing against celestial might. In the end, Iris is forced to see what's really in front of her. Through the way Rein fights, the way he reaches out even as he defends himself, and the way his companions shout back at her with their own voices, she realizes they aren't slaves. They're there because they want to be. Arios's story falls apart. Faced with the truth, Iris's hatred wavers. Rein doesn't ask her to grovel, he just offers her a choice. She can leave, or she can stay and see what kind of person he really is. Iris, shaken but moved, chooses to contract with him instead of killing him. With that, Rein gains a new friend and yet another legendary ally, and Arios loses an incredibly powerful piece on his board. The final stretch of the season focuses on the fallout. Arios's plans grow more desperate. Demons and human conspirators continue scheming in the shadows, but Rein's party has grown too strong to ignore. With Kanade, Tanya, Sora, Luna, Nina, Tina, and now Iris by his side, Rein has become a walking contradiction to the world's assumptions about beast tamers. He's not a coward hiding behind animals. He's the center of a family made of legends, all of them lifting each other higher. There's one more large-scale battle when a demonic threat emerges again, tied to the same kind of power Edgar once abused. The party rises to face it, using everything they've learned: teleportation, dragon fire, illusions, gravity, divine magic, physical technique, and sheer trust. Horizon is once more under threat, but this time, the city fights knowing who its real protectors are. The knights stand with Stella, the people support them, and Rein's group acts as the spear and shield that keep the worst from happening. They pull through, battered but victorious. After the dust settles, we're left with quieter moments. Nina is no longer a caged god, but a girl with a home. Tina continues to watch over everyone from within the mansion's walls. Kanade and Tanya bicker and bond, Sora and Luna cause mischief, Iris slowly relaxes around humans she once despised, and Rein cooks, plans, and smiles more easily than he did at the start. The boy who was thrown out by the hero has built something far greater than a hero's party, a found family that chose him over and over, even when the world called him worthless. And that's the first season of Beast Tamer, told from beginning to end, how a dismissed support character turned into the anchor of a powerhouse party made of the strongest races. If you enjoyed reliving the story like this, episode by episode in one long recap, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments which anime season you want to see broken down next.